I'm going to be joined by our chairs for the event. We have come to the conclusion, to the near conclusion of the event, and we're going to share with you what we saw as some takeaways of what happened today and what the conference brought us. So, Maru, if you can bring everybody together. Hi, Claudia.
Hola, Robert. Thank you so much once again for putting this amazing program together. I do just want to talk about personally, you know, some of the amazing takeaways that I was able to achieve. I, you know, want to just reiterate that it's important to take advantage of the resources that are available to us. You know, we had those amazing panelists at the beginning that talked about all the different ways that we can access help, whether it's education, funding, you know, certification, etc. So let's speak up and ask the questions, know that we are not alone. And I found particularly helpful, you know, the acknowledgement of paying attention to our health, just, you know, the reminder to breathe and know that one of us will always be there to support you. Our peace of mind is necessary for the health of our business, and we need to be good so that everything else is good around us. Finally, I just want to thank Latina Style Magazine for putting this together, and particularly the sponsors that have made it possible. The biggest impact that we can make as a for-profit business is facilitating the distribution of information and education. And it's your vision and your willingness to aid the growth of other businesses that will contribute to the advancement of the Hispanic community and Latina entrepreneurship. Muchísimas gracias.
Patricia.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Lupita, and my fellow co-chairs, Claudia and Blanca. Blanca, it's good to see you. I'm used to seeing you around out and about.
Miss you all.
Yeah. So this is nice. I think it was a mix of really reflecting on the realities, right, that we're faced with. And I think that's critical in our day-to-day, but also I hope that we did not feel alone, right? That some of the key challenges are shared challenges, and to really lean on our courage more than ever. I think it's imperative that we become aware of what are our strengths, what are the cultural, and I know we had this in one of our sessions, one of the cultural values that we uphold, and one of them that I believe is beautiful is the humility piece, but it's a balance, right? It's understanding when is it that we're gonna be grateful, we're gonna be thankful, we're gonna work hard, but we also then switch over to assert ourselves, to ask for what we deserve, ask for what our worth is. And so it's a balance so that we lead authentically and really influence and become those much influential leaders that we need in our business community across the nation. And so that outside of, you know, really making sure that we're checking in terms of how we're feeling health-wise and doing the things that we need to take care of ourselves. And one thing an article that I read that I was reminded of as I was listening to the panelists that Robert led was an article that was published by nurses that worked at a hospice. And they asked those in their hospice, their patients, what was their top regrets in life? And their number one was that I wish I stopped living life for everyone else and I put myself first. Whether it's that dream, and it's the same analogy as the airplane, right? You got to take care of yourself first and foremost, whether it's achieving your goals, whether it's health, so that you can be that best person to help others, your partners, our family members. And so I'll leave you with a quote that I heard by John Maxwell, one of the leadership development practitioner, who says that the courage door has one knob and it's on your side. Abre la puerta, open the door, take action today. Gracias to Latina Style Nationwide, Robert and Lupita for the invitation to join you all today.
Thank you so much, Patricia. Blanquita.
Yes, well, my thoughts are that el dinero y la salud van de mano. The money and health go together. That's one of the areas of what you have touched today with this conference. It makes us very comfortable to be part of it the whole day. So I would like to congratulate you, Robert, for doing this for all our women at the Midwest level. And of course, all your staff, they have been wonderful. And devoted so many hours to make sure that every speaker that you had today was great, super great. Let me tell you, every speaker needs a great applause. And I'm so glad that I have seen finally the new female that is at SBA. And I am glad to see it, because we, as Latinas, we need to reach out for those resources that you mentioned today, you know, with the Little Village Chamber of Commerce, Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the WBDC with Blanca, all these resources that are available with IRS.gov. And I mentioned them all. You know, you will probably get to visit our program once again, and then you can see all the programs that are available for you. And do not forget to ask for these resources for the money can come to your businesses. Thank you.
Lupita.
Patricia, Blanca, y Claudia, we are eternally grateful to you ladies for sharing this platform with us today. Your wisdom and your knowledge, I know that is being treasured by all the audience. You know what you say, Patricia, that don't be afraid to ask. I noticed the reaction in the chat and resonated with a lot of people, right? It sounds like a very simple question, but it's so meaningful and it means a lot. And so when we put together these programs and bring the resources and the knowledge that you bring to the table, it is a wealth of information. And we deeply appreciate that. We really just hope that the audience will take this to heart and put those resources to work, right? Like the one Patty Juarez from Wells Fargo told us about it. Wells Fargo has a small business resource center that we can go and access at any time for free. And for something as simple as putting in or revising the business plan, right? Or putting a business plan together. So the resources are out there. And I just want to resonate on what you say, Patricia, do not be afraid to ask. I also want to thank again, you know, to the people who made these programs possible, Lori Burgos and Lo Jarbroad and Hope Jackaway from Nationwide, and Valeria, of course, that they always bring Valeria to talk about us, about the me time that you just talked about, Patricia. It is so important. And that analogy of the airplane when we fly, it is true. We need to apply that to ourselves. Sometimes we forget, right? But if we don't take care of ourselves, then we cannot take care of anything else or anybody else. So thank you again for joining us. It's a pleasure. Blanca, it's been an honor to recognize your work and your history and your contributions. You've done a lot for our community. We are just so proud of you.
Gracias. Muy amable. Muchísimas.
And I just want to clarify something.
Okay.
I know that when we were talking, you know, and Robert mentioned that when you are angry and people say, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way, Robert. Robert is not an angry person. My hubby is not an angry person. As a matter of fact, he's always making me laugh. So I just want to make sure that I put that out there, Robert. He may look like angry, but he's not. Sometimes.
Es natural. Natural.
Well, thank you so much, all of you. Patricia, how the time passes, right? Not for you, but more for me. I mean, I remember when we first met and you were a young Latina, we were just coming to ACE.
I remember.
I think that though, that I was surprised, and I think that you dressed this for this conference as out of respect for Nationwide, because you are the power red lady. And you know, I'm always telling Latinas power red, you got to dominate the scenario. And you have been wonderful, Patricia, on the work that you do and how the growth that you're experiencing with ACE. And you guys are doing a wonderful job, and we're very, very grateful of the partnership that we've had through all this year, but especially since you came on board. Claudia, man, we look forward to hear your voice all over the Midwest. I mean, you're gonna be the, yeah, you are a media mogul already. So we look forward to continuing to collaborate with you and see how we can put your voice all over the country. Blanquita, all I have to say to you is thank you. Please keep the ball rolling because you certainly do.
Yeah, thank you.
And a lot of the people have thanked me, but please be aware that this is not something that I do on my own. I have a wonderful staff, and obviously you know that I have a wonderful wife that keep things on the rails. Whenever I get off the rails, she puts us back in, on the rails and to the destination. So thank you everybody.